Welcome back to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership, ladies and gentlemen. This is the summer season of the Masters League going on right about now. And joining me right now is none other than Zara Angela Gonzalez.
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm doing great. I like how I keep coming in for the CSGO segments.
Yeah, you randomly just like metamorphosize into like the CS segment and then the Dota, which is good.
And my Dota gets cancelled.
Yeah, that also. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very wonderful game lined up for you guys. We have an Entity Gaming. All the Samar Sethi fans and Sid Joshi fans have something to watch out for. It's an Entity Gaming versus Intencity Pune5 game. So let's quickly, without wasting any further time, let's take a look at the Entity Gaming lineup. Alrighty then. Well, that's team Entity Gaming there. One of the most loved teams of the country, most recognized teams of the country. They play that well to be in this position. Angie, you have to add anything to that?
I mean, they are fantastic players, and yesterday one of their players also celebrated his birthday, so today could be the motivational, let's win this game for him kind of
Indeed, indeed. Today is apparently an auspicious day because I would like to take this opportunity to make a very small announcement before we head off to Intencity Pune5 altogether. You must have heard this name on and off, Kunal K. Singh. Well, he is one of our chief producers, chief editors, and today is a very big day for him. Man's got himself gone ahead and got himself married. So this, Kunal K. Singh, if you're watching this or any of your family members watching this, I will take this upon myself to represent the entire Nordwin Gaming family, the ESL India family. Heartiest wishes and best of luck for your impending married life from the entire family here at Nordwin Gaming. May you have a beautiful married life ahead. So shout out to you, Kunal. We're missing you. Maybe after 10th May, we'll see him. He'll be like, oh, shadi ho gaya, shadi ho gaya. He's like that. he's happy like that. But right now, let's move on back to the game here. We have Intencity Pune5. So let's quickly take a look at that. Well, that's Intencity Pune5, and I like to say it, any Pune team, if they are in Pune, if they're based out of Pune, they're definitely Manjari boys for me. And that was a code word which only Punekaris, as we like to call ourselves, would know. But that's Intencity Pune5, ladies and gentlemen. They are having a showdown against Entity Gaming today.
Yeah.
And this is going to be pretty much, how would I say, a David Goliath scene. I mean, I don't want to undermine Intencity Pune5.
Well,
they seem like a nice bunch. But again, Entity is a behemoth when it comes to
I would just call them the underdogs, and they just got to be very careful going into this matchup. I think if they come up with the right map choice for themselves, they have worked hard for this game, I think they could put up a good performance. I mean, I know they're sitting 9th on the board as of now. They've taken 1 victory, 2 losses. They've been able to defeat War, but have taken losses against Invictus, which is all right. And SRA, again, who are doing fantastically well for themselves. So I'm hoping to see whether they can get a little more higher on this board.
Indeed. Considering the map pick veto is not up yet, so I can believe the fact that it's going to be Inferno. In fact, okay, wow. Okay, while I'm telling you that it's going to be Inferno, it actually is. So Cash, Nuke and Dust 2 got banned by Entity. Train, Mirage and Overpass got banned by Intencity. And as I predicted, it's going to be an Inferno game. Entity has ensured that this game either becomes an aim-based model for them or a strat-based. And both ways, they excel. Look at the veto here. They've ensured that they could force Overpass into either picking an Inferno or a Mirage, because both maps, if you realize, Mirage is something which Entity wouldn't mind playing. Not that they played that often, but as far as I'm understanding, they're pretty okay at Mirage,
Yeah.
and Inferno is something they also excel at. So this is going to be kind of a crossroads there. They've pushed Intensity 5 into a corner. They've got them to pick up Inferno, and
Yeah.
I think this game is going to be pretty much one-sided if Intensity Pune 5 doesn't pull up their socks and think strat-wise, because this is an entire, like I keep saying, like Adi keeps saying, this is a strat-based map. You gotta think twice before making any
Yeah.
move there. You can't just like barrage into your positions. Like I said, not an aim-based map, unlike Mirage, all strat. In fact, banana controller in this case, rather, if you realize the kind of banana controls I've been seeing, I think you should go for like a good aparts control, try to gain leverage over the mid, and see if you can like at least defend the site if you're like counter terrorists. So holding your position becomes all the more important when you
Yeah.
look at the CT side. So I think playing CT Intensity has and should be in a better position because they should be able to hold up against incoming onslaught from
Yeah.
Entity, who will no doubt be out for blood.
And the good knowledge of the map is always in favor of Entity coming
Indeed,
into this
indeed,
matchup.
indeed. I couldn't disagree more. In fact, let's quickly take a look at the map and get to know a little bit more about it.
Inferno. This map is not like any other traditional CSGO map. It does not revolve heavily around mid-control. The two most important areas of control are the apartments and banana. You lose control of either one of these areas and you're going to have a bad time.
All right, so that's the Inferno map there for all our new viewers so that they can understand how the map dynamics work. And we've clearly mentioned the two choke points, the two key points which you need to establish control on the banana if
Yeah.
you want to fake a rotation, and then the aparts if you want to make a good stand, hold up, and defend the bomb site. I think that should be a good place for Intensity Pune 5 to think about. But right now we'll head over to our casters, Aditya Adisha and Archisman Fed Pradhan, who will be casting this game. So over to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Vagish and Angie. Yes, it is time for another Inferno. The 13th Inferno in 22 days. Well, 23 days. I'm Adi and I'm joined by Fet, and we're going to cast this game for you.
Wow, smooth as your bald pate, Adi, that intro. Thank you very much. And yes, guys, another day, another Inferno. But this is not like any other Inferno. This is going to be played between Intensity Pune 5 and Entity Gaming. And there's a little bit of history here. Intensity Pune 5 beat out Entity Gaming in the quarterfinals of the Gods of Gaming tournament. And well, I think that Entity might be in this one for a little bit of payback. What do you say, Adi? If you were Entity and you'd lost to a less storied and lesser known team, would you take it lightly on your next meeting? Or would you just go all guns blazing and say like, aaj to dikha dete hain. Khatam.
Yeah, I agree. Like I would be telling my lads to beat them like single digit. Like basically give them the beatdown of their lifetime, right? During the test, you were talking about shivs and shanks and prison yard fights. That's exactly what you want right now. You want a brutal beatdown by Entity Gaming onto Pune 5 if you are, since you've been beaten by them. But now the pistol round is live. Entity Gaming starting off on the T side because they lost the knife round. Intensity with the standard setup, but they do have 4 players towards the A bomb side. It is some sort of a read coming out by them.
Yeah, could be an anti-strat because again, Entity is supposed to be on paper the best team in the country, so everyone would be looking towards them to see what they're up to, and it's going to be a straight up mid play. Reaper, oh ho ho, nice one tap side, bites the dust, but the trade is a bit too slow to come in, and Reaper is just reaping heads left, right and center. Finally Amaterasu puts him to sleep, but I think it is too little too late at this point. 4v2 is looking highly unlikely. Actually, it's a 1.5v2 because Amaterasu is on 18 HP. He's barely alive at this point. That's a horrible smoke, and Caramel will be abusing it maliciously. Does get the spot in, but there's never give up, and he's gonna rip Hellranger's face clean off Amaterasu. Left all alone, and Caramel's gonna happily oblige. And Reaper with that glorious 3K, instrumental in securing Intensity Pune 5, the pistol round. Looks like Amaterasu's hangover hasn't passed just as of yet.
Yes, it was his birthday yesterday, and that's another reason for Entity to actually make sure they win this game as a gift to Amaterasu. And by the way, this is the second time I've seen Entity do the exact same strat on the pistol round. I think they really need to work on their pistol rounds because, like I've said in a couple of the earlier casts, the pistol rounds are really important. They generally give you 6 rounds if you win both the pistols.
Yeah, and like that is a bit curious, right? Because Hellranger's pistols from last year were phenomenal. Like Eternal Esports, they were notorious at securing those exact 6 rounds. But off late, in this season particularly, they've looked a bit off color. Again, it's that vanilla A hit, no one checking towards arches, and kind of get away scot-free, but somehow it's still a 3v3. Sai and Mavis, they're holding on to dear life by a thread. And Amaterasu is going to go hunting for Mavis. Down he goes, but he does take some damage. It's a 3v2. But the CTs do have the weapons advantage. Amaterasu hightailing it towards a better hiding position. Will he be able to make his way into pit? Yes, he will. This is the double pit setup. A decent post-plant scenario. Hellranger playing from within the site.
Yeah, this is the positions you want to play actually. And Sai, because he's low, just exposing his head, inviting that headshot, which is not forthcoming as of now. Reaper really whipping the spray, but in the meanwhile, Sai does take down Never Give Up as well, and Reaper is now hightailing it out of there. Tail between his legs, he's like, nah fam, I don't want any of this. I'm gonna save this M4 and come back in the next round. But yeah, we see Entity picking up a force buy, and it's par for the course nowadays, isn't it? It's very rare. I think it's only SRA who consistently wins their anti-ecos.
Yeah, I who'd have thunk it, basically. Because right now it's par for the course for me to expect the round after the pistol loss to go to the team that's actually force buying, rather than the team with the rifles and the guns. And we do see a force buy coming out from Intensity Pune 5. Again, that is the standard, play. But this is curious. Never Give Up with the FAMAS and no armor. You'd expect the FAMAS to be handed over to RSN, because he does have the armor.
Or even Caramel. Like Caramel could use. I mean, Never Give Up could use the scout. Yeah. Without armor at least. And but anyway, I mean, it's the start of the game, right? The first 4 or 5 rounds are always that economic battle, and especially more so on Inferno, because the CT economy is really something you need to get going. And on the flip side, Entity really needs to destroy that CT economy right in the start and keep them honest, because that's the only way you get a lot of rounds on the T side.
Yeah, and like that's the thing with the new Inferno. Earlier, Inferno used to be one of the most CT-sided maps in the game, but ever since the rework, it's more or less an economy-sided game. Whichever team keeps the other team's economy under wraps and in check, they'll come out on top of the half, be it the T side or the CT side. Yes, that's a lot harder to do on the CT side, is to keep that T economy in check, but it is doable and it is possible. And that is what both teams are looking to do early game, is to assert that economic dominance. Reaper, though, with the M4, he's completely blinded the opposition, but everyone is dabbing. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, dabbing is injurious to health, as Mazel finds out the hard way.
I love that Molotov, by the way, at the boost position. This is the first time I've seen an Indian team use that. I've seen it a couple of times in the international, scene, but it's great to see that Entity is learning from the best. And that pop flash was also amazing. And RSN, he's taken out of the equation. And Mavis, though, comes back with 2 frags. Does turn it into a 1v2, but he doesn't have any HP to work with. And Sai will finish him off as he tries to get to the C4. And Entity does pick up the anti-force buy. And now Intensity Pune 5 will have to double eco almost, because they're going to be broke.
I mean, let me just check. I think it's going to be the 3rd round loss bonus coming in. So this has to be a hard eco. They can go for a buy next round. I mean, they will go for a buy next round, but it's going to be very light on utility.
But they shouldn't go for that buy, is what I'm saying, because it's $1,900 on Caramel and RSN.
Adi, we know better. We've all attended the Mongol school of economics by this point. What is eco? There is no eco. There is only force.
Marzel racking up that money, as you like to call it, with the trust fund gun. And Marzel, being the true trust fund baby right now, he's just rushing in with that Mac 10. He's about to get a third frag. He does pick that up. And Mavis is just gonna hide. He's like, I don't want to die to that Mac 10 as well. And yeah, he's just let Marzel run scot-free. And in the meanwhile, Reaper is also being taken down by a Mac 10 on Hellranger. So that's a lot of money being farmed by Entity.
Well, Marzel was just channeling his inner Nicolas Cage from Face Off. He was literally just running around the map, just ripping the skin off the faces of the CTs. And there we go. 4 headshots for Marzel. That is money in the bank. And I think he's going to continue with the Mac 10. I think he's feeling it. No, there we go. It's only going to be Hellranger who's continuing with the P shooter.
Marzel has.
No. Oh my god. It's horse trading at spawn, I tell you.
If I was Marzel right now, I would buy it. Yeah, there we go. I was just about to say that. I would buy a pistol at least. Because in the long range, that Mac 10 isn't going to help that much. But it is the buy coming in by Intensity. They have an AWP on Caramel as well, but he has next to no utility. 3 guys with 0 utility on them. I'm not going to count the decoy as utility. And yeah, I don't like this buy because now they're going to have to equal the next round if they lose this as well. But I would rather have them have a full buy and then, you know, bring that to the defense. But of course, they could shut me up by winning this round.
You know, the thing is, most Indian teams that play CT side Inferno play such a passive setup towards the A and the B bomb site that I don't think they realize how important utility is whilst trying to hold something like this. Look at that beautiful execute coming in towards the A bomb site. It's just raining smokes, but RSN playing right ahead of it. That's the perfect counter to this kind of setup play, and to the opening frags going the way of Intencity Pune5. Entity just capitulate. They had the smokes, but they weren't expecting the fact that it was a stacked A bomb site and everyone's just turtled up inside the sites. Nobody's taking fights, nobody's peeking the aggressive angles, and Entity just get cut down as they peek in one by one. A bit lackluster there, that A hit, but Amaterasu, oh well, he's dead. That's that perfect round coming out from Intencity Pune5.
Yep, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the CTs, because you want to build up that economy now, and now you're going to see all the utility coming up. And Intencity Pune5 right now should, well, they should start, they should probably go aggressive this round is what I was going to say, and sort of try to shut down Entity, because this is Entity's last buy as well. They are going to be eco after this for a round if they lose this. So you wanna assert some dominance basically, but it doesn't look like they're going to do that. Smoking off mid really early, and they're not even taking banana control.
You know, when you said assert some dominance, I just remembered what Formless used to tell me while playing CS. He's like, the only way to assert dominance is to pee on them. So I think that's what Intensity are looking to do. They just completely humiliate their opposition and just show them that you might be considered the best on paper, but guys, we're no one to be trifled with. And again, it's a very passive setup. The smokes and the flashes are raining in, but neither team looking to commit just yet. Not that much of damage has come out either way. Intencity Pune5 all full health across the board, while a little bit of tickle damage gone on to Hellranger, Amaterasu and Falcon.
And yeah, Entity Gaming has got their map control now. This time they're not going for that straight up execute that, you know, basically screwed them in the earlier round. It looks like even though they have the map control, they are going to go eventually and execute upon B. And Marzel is gonna try to sneak in, right? This is the kind of play where the one player sneaks in from mid to left, but nope, that's not the case. Marzel does fall back, and in the meanwhile, the B execute does come out with the counter grenades coming out by the counter terrorists as well. And Reaper whiffing his spray, but in fact, he does still get Baba. Falcon, that is. And it is a 4v4. The trade has come in, and never give up. Ooh, the smoke just in time, just enough time for Amaterasu to make his way to the bomb site, and he's going to get the bomb down, and it's a 4v4 retake.
But it's the weirdest thing. The plant is nowhere near where Marzel is playing from right now. Both Sai and Marzel playing from Banana. Plant is not for them. Amaterasu playing an offish angle, but they do have a flash and a smoke to aid in the retake, and that's just what's going to happen. With Sai, it's not planted for him. The clock's ticking away, and Sai, he's been marked like a hawk by Caramel, and he's just going to get put down. And Intencity Pune5, they look dangerous. They look like they're here to play some Counter-Strike. And they're just going to go.
They're trying to prove that the one time they did beat Entity is not just a fluke. they're trying to repeat that as well. And I like that retake, by the way. It wasn't, it was not as clean as anyone would like, but you know, a 4v4 retake on the B bomb side is nothing to scoff at. It's actually a very difficult bomb site to retake. So props to Intencity Pune5 for picking it up. And now, like I said, Entity Gaming on the eco. It is a force buy, of course, because why not?
Yeah, I mean, I don't question these things anymore, Adi. I've watched enough Indian CS to understand that there is no questioning the force buy meta. But Mavis, I mean, he does, you know, partake in the ultimate sacrifice for the trade to come in. But in the meantime, Amaterasu has found Reaper towards Banana. So the B bomb site is going to fall squarely on the shoulders of Never Give Up. And him and Reaper have been quite good on the B bomb site hold so far. Reaper last round doing a lot of damage along with getting that kill. That Molotov is going to allow Never Give Up to rotate towards a more favorable position. And unfortunately, Entity just have one flashbang to take this site. And two players have already rotated in. There's that flashbang. And this is just going to be a shooting gallery for Never Give Up. Okay, he dead. He dead. But, yeah,
RSN. Yeah, he's there for the trade on to Sai. And now Hellranger's stuck in a 1v2 situation. And he's going to hightail it out to the A-bomb side, which is actually a very good idea. But nope, he's overthinking it. He's turning around again. He's going to the B-bomb site. He's just going to wait. Gonna probably hope for one player of Intencity Pune5 to rotate to the A-bomb site. And then he's going to go for the plant. But for some reason, Pune5, they actually don't know that he had gotten out of the bomb site, right? And they are going to... Oh, it's the timing. Hellranger thinks the bomb site is clear and he's going to run in straight into Caramel after taking down RSN. And Caramel is just like, all right, I'll take that. Not a problem at all. And it's 4-3 to Entity. But that round was a lot closer than it should have been. Only Caramel surviving on Intensity. And now Entity Gaming can buy. And in fact, if they do win this round, they can reset Intensity because you can see their money. It's basically non-existent, even though they've won 3 rounds in a row.
This is again still getting dicey. Like you said, the money is not that good. It can swing either way from this point onwards. And Entity's T side, it's far from impressive, to be honest. I don't think they're being able to understand the setup that Intensity have going for them. Finally, Hellranger getting that opening pick. The man advantage, but Never Give Up just around the corner and no one for the trade. Hellranger unnecessarily overextending for no rhyme or reason. He'd gotten the kill, he'd gotten the man advantage. What's the need for that peak there? You can just fall back, hold that angle in fact, and punish the guy whom you know may just come for the trade at any second now.
And that too, Never Give Up came in without a flashbang as well. So it was kind of telegraphed as well. It should have been an easy frag, but they do have apartments control and banana control. And a 4v4 generally favors the terrorist side anyway. But Intencity Pune5 right now are banking on the A-bomb side. They have 3 players towards the A-bomb side. Although Caramel is in a sort of quick rotation position. And Entity Gaming going again to that B site for a B execute because they only have 2 smokes and 1 flashbang and 1 Molotov. That's all the utility they had and it's completely expended. And Never Give Up. He is flash, but he does get 2 frags anyway. Finally, the trade coming in by Amaterasu. That shouldn't be happening there. Giving 2 lives away for 1 is a misplay coming in by Entity. But the bomb does come down. And the retake is going to come in. This time, it's a 3v2 retake. And this one is going to be difficult for Entity to hold off because they have absolutely no utility. And that too, Amaterasu has been pushed out of their position with a brilliantly placed Molotov as well. And there you go, the retake comes in by Intencity Pune5, who are looking stronger and stronger as the game goes on.
Yeah, they look like a force to be reckoned with. And what was curious there was the fact that Never Give Up has been, or at least either Reaper or Never Give Up have been playing that same position by Fountain almost every time that B. Why aren't Entity actually coming around the corner pre-firing that position? It's a pretty OP spot in my opinion. You barely just, you know, you can't really tell the model apart, the CT model apart from the Fountain, especially if you're playing at the mud resolution that most pros like to play at. I like to call it mud resolution because it's what, 4x3 stretched some god-awful 2004 monitor resolution. I mean, yeah, the hitbox is like the models appear bigger, but they also appear like, you know, They've just come out of a mud pit in Holi.
Yeah, I agree. Even I like to play at a full native resolution just because the game looks a little bit prettier.
Yeah.
But, well, now Entity Gaming has force bought into this round. 2 AKs, two SMGs, and 1 MAC-10. Well, 3 SMGs, but yeah, I'm going to segregate the MAC-10 because it's basically useless against armored opponents. Lots of flashes coming in with Sai jumping out, and that's suspect. Mars, a long-range MAC-10, gets Caramel, and he's going to also pick up the AK. In the meanwhile, RSN is traded out by Falcon, and now it's down to a 2v3 situation. And Intencity Pune5 know where both the players are. And Mavis does get dinked through the wall. Marzel desperately trying to get that frag onto Mavis. He has no utility to flush him out. Oh, the spam coming in by Falcon. Falcon with a great shot onto Reaper. And suddenly, the A-bomb site is Entity Gaming's, and the bomb plant is going to come in. Marzel doesn't need to peek at all, but he's going to peek anyway, and he's going to kill Never Give Up with that peek.
Marzel just doing Marzel things that just like, single-handedly turning that round. But I think credit where credit is due. Falcon's spam kill and then the follow-up onto the guy playing Moto, they were essential in turning the tides in favor of Entity Gaming that previous round. And Intencity Pune5, in phenomenal effort by Mavis to hold on to the A bomb site for as long as he did. But they let those initial opening frags come in a bit too cheaply, and allowing Marzel to get that long-range MAC-10 kill never should have happened. Never ever should have happened.
MAC-10 versus AWP, in fact. Like, you don't see that very often. You don't ever see that generally, in fact. Like a MAC-10 winning over an AWP. But also, like I mentioned earlier now, Intencity Pune5 are reset. Even though they won 4 rounds in a row prior to this one, they have to eco this round, and that pop flash is perfect for Hellranger, continuing the auto. RSN running out of ammo in that CZ. That is the hazard of the CZ. And Caramel though has picked up 2 frags. He has picked up Marzel's MAC-10, gets a frag onto Sai as well, and now he's picked up the AK, and he's probably going to try to save that because his team is basically broke.
Pretty much. And it was surprising that Caramel actually managed to land the kill on a fully armored 100 HP Sai, the MAC-10, and he doesn't even have Kevlar.
Yep.
It's one of the likeliest things that you expect to see in a game of professional Counter-Strike, to be very honest.
And Caramel had bought a Deagle as well, by the way, and a kit. So he definitely needs to save that because kind of significant, the money on him right now with that AK and the Deagle and the kit. And it does look like he is going to be able to save it because for some reason Hellranger has not been able to locate Caramel, although he is sitting exactly at the scene of the crime where he killed 2 of his teammates. And now...
I mean, it's like they say, right? The closer you are to trouble, the farther away you are from danger. I mean, Sai would have said, Bhai! Oh, boiler hai, boiler! And Hellranger naturally would have assumed that, okay, he's taken the AK and then, scurried off to T-spawn or somewhere farther away from the scene of the crime. But Caramel, he played it smart. He's like, nah, I'ma just stick here. I'ma just stay here, roll the dice and see what happens.
Yep. And Intencity Pune5 rolling the dice now as well with the Force Spy. They have a decent amount of utility, but only 2 rifles on the board and a FAMAS and an SMG and an AWP as well on Caramel because he had a metric ton of money going into this. And yes, I specifically said 2 rifles and a FAMAS because I do not count the FAMAS as a rifle. It's sitting in its own category of a crap gun. and Reaper, I like that smoke, by the way, coming out by Reaper. It's the perfect positioning, no gaps on the left or the right side, so it's a good thing that they've learned these things as well. We've seen actually quite a few good uses of utility coming out by both teams. That smoke by Reaper, the Molotov for this boost position that Never Give Up is next to by Entity. And it does look like Entity is going to go in for the full B execute. Lots of Molotovs are going to come in. The counter Molotov is coming in by Never Give Up as well. And the execute has come in, and Reaper things out wide. And he does pay dearly for it. He does get a frag, but he does get traded. Caramel does get one as well. Hellranger with the kill on to Never Give Up, and now it is a 3v3 retake again. And ooh, Caramel, Sai with a massive misplay there, not realizing that the smoke has run out. It is finally respoked by Marzel, but it's a bit too late. 3v2 now. Marzel and Hellranger not in the best of spots.
I'm not a big fan of this post plant.
Marzel does take out RSN, and Hellranger somehow manages to reposition, but he is taken out by the op, and Mavis does take out Marzel as well, and all of a sudden the retake is successful. The gamble for Intencity Pune5 with that force buy has paid off, and now Entity, well, they can buy actually.
But these rounds, I mean, the thing is, Entity are managing to put a stopper on the CT economy, but they're not able to break that final glass ceiling. They're not being able to hold on in the post-plant scenarios. And that frankly comes down to the very fast rotations that we're seeing from Intencity Pune5. Apart from that one round on the A bomb site where Intencity players took donkey's years to finally rotate, they've been on point. The calls for rotations from either site have been meticulous, and the rotations have also been double time. They haven't dilly-dallied. They haven't, thought about, maybe it's a fake, maybe they're coming here. No, they just know straight up. All right, if it's going to be raining utility, that's where Entity are coming. Let's just go. Maybe that's something that Entity could actually try and use to their advantage, to try and sell a fake or even a double fake. You don't need to throw in everything along with the kitchen sink towards one site and for a fake. You can actually hold on to utility and try different things. And so far Entity's play on this T side has been very one-dimensional in my opinion, and they need to spice things up a little bit. Come on guys, you're Indians, embrace that curry power, show us some spice for God's sake. Like, not this bland one-dimensional Counter-Strike.
For some reason Marzel is on a Mac 10. I don't know why he prefers that to maybe a UMP or something. At least the UMP gives you a little more range. But anyway, it is the buy coming in by Entity. They have a lot of utility as well. But this is a Hail Mary buy, because if they lose this, they're out of the game. They might actually, not the game, but they are going to lose the half if they do lose this round, because they will be forced to eco in the next round. But it's the same thing for Intencity Pune5 as well. Even their money has not been good at all. The full A execute coming in by Entity, and now flashbang was perfectly placed, but Mav is somehow still taking out Marzel. And that apartment's position, that apartment's play for Marzel hasn't really been working out. It has worked out once, but most of the other times it has been well defended by Intencity. But the fake has been sold pretty well, but Never Give Up is rotating back from Speedway. And in fact, Caramel is coming in as well now, and the call has come in. But Reaper locking down the bomb site right now with the boost position, not expected by Entity. And all of a sudden, it's all over. It's just Falcon, and he's dead as well. Everyone's dead, Fed. What happened? Everyone's dead. And that too at the same position. Like, there was a pile of 4 bodies at the exact same position.
Well, see, this is what happened. I think it's high time that Reaper just add a Grim in front of his name, because that's what he is channeling. And Caramel, he has been going nuts with the AWP. He is banging Entity into the next map with that AWP. And Entity have no answer. Like, they just tried a fake. They just tried to add some spice, some garam masala to their plays, and Intencity were like, not having any of that, fam. Here, take some curd. Badhazmi dur karo and just take it and go. You're not winning today. And RSN, he's caught in a very precarious position. Mavis throws down that Molotov, but maybe a little too late. He's almost lands the spray down, but there's Caramel again with that op of his. Gets the kill on a Marzel, but gets caught out as well. Reaper, though, it's a 2v2, weapons advantage still with the CTs. That Molotov is gonna bother Hellranger slightly. But Amaterasu, he needs to hide. He is not looking in the best of shapes, but he's gonna channel Bogdan's Law and gets the first kill onto Reaper. And now it's Never Give Up in a 1v2. Hellranger playing Motorbox. I think he spotted Never Give Up. It's not the best of smokes, but Never Give Up, as true to his name. Oh, he's dead. Okay, cool.
But at least he did not give up.
Yeah.
But Entity, out of nowhere, a full eco round, by the way, just maybe 1 P250 and a CZ, and 2 flashbangs and a dream, and that dream was successful. The dream came true, rather. And Entity does win a round absolutely out of thin air. And now Intensity Pune 5 have to force buy into this because they desperately want to win this half. And they have force bot. They have barely any utility. 2 M4s, a FAMAS, an SMG, and an AWP. Just three smokes, 4 flashbangs. That isn't enough. That isn't enough to defend Entity Gaming's attacks onto the bomb site.
I mean, I think so far all you need is Reaper on one side and Caramel on the other. Like, that's all the Intensity have needed. Look at this. Falcon. Oh, Mazel needs to be careful. Caramel, he's wise to Mazel's play. The timing. Legs him, runs back. He's gotten the information and leaves Mazel in with 23 health. He's going to be kicking himself.
Marzel rattling off a few shots through the smoke. No joy though for him yet. And again, Entity is just poking and prodding and trying anyway. But I really think they should do what they did in the pistol round, which is basically stick together and rush a bomb site. Because the trades have been working for them. While smoke comes in, Caramel has been flashed out of position as well. And it is a B split coming up. But Caramel is aware, takes down Falcon. And Caramel has just been going God mode. But Sai does finally put him down. And that was an important frag. And Reaper jumping out, but it's denied by Matarasu. Hellranger getting up on the blue barrels and taking down Never Give Up as well. And now his team is going to actually have to give up on this round and save these rifles because they have absolutely no money. And yeah, RSN picking up an M4, upgrading that FAMAS to a better rifle. And yeah, it does look like Entity actually wants to hunt as well because they are aware of how low the money will be. Marzel spotted out by RSN, but no joy. Marzel doesn't want to peek either because he's really low.
It's a very standoffish situation. Amaterasu spots out Mavis. They're trapped in the A bomb side. Amaterasu trying to get that first kill. Gets it, but Mavis, oh, well, Sai in with the trade. A lot of economic damage being dished out both ways, actually. It ends up a lot better for Entity Gaming, and somehow they're going to come out on top of this first half, because at least they should, because it's going to be a pistol buy coming out from Intensity Pune 5, and realistically, they should not be winning this, at least not on the CT side, going up against AKs, an M4 and the AWP and the full kitty of nades. Technically, this should be Entity Gaming's round, but we've seen the unimaginable happen time and time again, and right now I take nothing for granted, regardless of the buys coming out. Going to be seeing some aggression up Banana from Intensity Pune 5 early round. And so far, Entity Gaming, they're playing it slow, they're playing it safe, they're trying to get map control. Entity, one of the few teams on the T side that actually go for map control and use their utility to their advantage. Yesterday, if you were watching Brutality versus Invictus, like there was a round where Invictus went into the B bomb site just with all nades still intact, and it's going to be an A hit, and all 5 players are towards this bomb site and Never Give Up, using that CZ to great effect. And Caramel pops out around the corner. This guy has been just such a god. But Sai, last player left alive. Everybody's so low. Sai gets the kill onto Mavis. Gonna pop flash his way out. Gonna get the AK-47. Gets one. Can he get the last kill? No! Just shy. And like I said, nothing surprises me anymore in Indian CS. Intensity Pune 5 with nothing but pistols, armor, and the UMP. Win that round. Pull it out of the hat like a magician pulling a bunny out of thin air. That was glorious and gorgeous and messy all at the same time. My God, what a round.
Intensity Pune 5 now taking a page out of Hellranger's strat book and calling for a timeout in the pistol round. I like this because the pistol round is really important for them right now, because they have lost. Well, they have won the first pistol, but they did lose 3 rounds off the back of that after Entity won the force buy. And now they really need to pick up this pistol again, and Intensity, and then convert the force buys after that, the anti-force buys. So the timeout has expired, And now we can get into the second half of this game, which this game actually has been teetering on the edge. I mean, you have no idea which way it's gone because it has been so close, so back and forth. Every team has had its own couple of rounds together, and then as they've been replied to by a couple of rounds from the other team as well. And Entity Gaming, though, 7 rounds on the T side. I think they should be happy with that.
One thing though, Amaterasu, he's supposed to be hung over, has a terrible headache, all that stuff. But again, he's carrying his team. Mr. Consistency, as always. Marzel and Fall, oh my god, both of them left. Like, Marzel and Amaterasu, they're practically dead men walking at this point. And still, it's gonna be a B hit. Sai being boosted up on the pistol round. This is not something you see every day. And maybe something, and Hellranger baiting for Sai, but Sai needs to be careful. He's going to have a whole swath of players moving his way, and he shows his hand a little prematurely. He's going to get pre-fired and shot through the smoke. Good night, sweet prince. You're dead. Stay that way, is what Intencity Pune5 are probably muttering under their breath.
If I was Marzel and Amaterasu and Hellranger right now, I would just save that armor. Because they clearly have 100 armor because they've all been shot in the head once. There is no point. There is no way you're retaking this. This is basically a 1v5 retake. And there you go. They are falling back from this. And it's a good call, actually, because actually Marzel, actually all of them have, except for Hellranger, have taken
What?
What? Amaterasu.
There's the alcohol we were talking about right there. Amaterasu. Okay then. That happened.
He's a little pissed off with Hellranger, clearly. He's like, why did you call... I don't know. Why did you tell us to take picks at mid? Marzel taking out Amaterasu now. What the hell is going on? What? What? I am speechless. 2 players who had armor killed in the... I'm just gonna ignore that. But I think it's best we just ignore that because I'm completely speechless. But now, Entity Gaming is not going to force buy. Marzel has bought a P250 because he did have armor saved from the first round. And Intencity Pune5, 4 SMGs and 1 Galil and a lot of utility. I like this buy. It's sort of an entity-like buy, a lot of utility so that you execute.
Wait, what?
How has he found himself here?
What the hell? What the heck? What? Okay then. Never give up. Just played Mario with Sai. He just goomba'd his ass all the way to hell. Like, just die.
I have no idea what's happening. I'm pretty sure Entity is a little bit tilted right now because of those 2 team frags coming in. But anyway, Marzel is going to be swarmed upon. He does have a P250, but doesn't have a dream. 3 players are going to swarm on him and take him out. Hellranger, in the meanwhile, has found a frag onto Reaper at the B bomb site, but he is at the wrong bomb site. And he's just going to try to save that... that's
so confused. I've never seen Hell so confused.
That he's going to try to save that P250 and the kit. And I think Entity is just going to bow out of a couple of rounds and then just going to come back with a full buy. They're going to reset and they're going to forget about those team kills coming in. And Hellranger is actually going to be hunted down right now. Never give up, not giving up on the hunt, finishing him off. And Entity Gaming has to go in for a double eco, of course, because they did lose the first round. But I like that they didn't force buy into the earlier round because that leaves, like, round number 19 is going to be a full buy by Entity. They're going to have the ops out. They're going to have a lot of utility. So it's a good thing. It's like, you rather fight with a complete arsenal instead of, you know, a FAMAS.
Thank God. Thank God. But what I'm interested in seeing this round is the nade stack. Who is going to fall prey to it? And, well, okay. Wow, so much hype. So little is the result. RSN down to 68 points of health. And the swing's going to come in. Entity more than happy to just give up the B bomb side altogether and swing towards A. Caramel trying to channel his inner Marzel, but he's not going to have much luck. And Reaper walking into Death's open arms. Marzel needs to be careful. There's a player right behind him, and Mavis puts a couple in the back of his head. Down he goes. But it's a 3v3. I was not expecting this, Adi, to turn into a 3v3 this quickly.
Yep, it just goes to show that Entity Gaming has some good crossfires, right? And I mean, they had 4 players over there as well, so never give up though. Has taken out Falcon at middle, and Amaterasu is not going to shoot Hellranger, not this time. And He's actually going to try to save this Mac 10, which is curious. I would try to go and hunt, honestly.
I mean, yeah, there's no point saving a Mac 10 when you know there's a buy coming up. Might as well try and set up for some exits and get those extra $600, you know, for each kill in the bank. Every dollar counts on the CT side. And if I were Amaterasu, I'd be playing at half wall, trying to catch a couple of players as they moved out of the bomb site.
Yep, and Intencity Pune5, they're not even going for the hunt. They're just sitting in the B bomb site. They don't want to die to those SMGs as well. I'm surprised that at least RSN should be on the hunt, and he is on the hunt now. He is going to see respawn, but both the T's waiting, both the CTs rather, waiting at T-spawn. Amaterasu does get a kill onto Mavis, but it does look like Never Give Up is going to take down Amaterasu because of the weapons advantage. But not bad. Amaterasu did get $600 from that single kill, which is going to help his team out.
Yeah,
exactly. And there you go. He can buy them all. He can buy an incendiary due to that kill.
And that is going to go a long way. In fact, the fact that Entity was so smart with their money management after losing that pistol, not really forcing it up, just playing the conservative game, ensuring that they have all the utility under the sun to throw at the opponents, you know, they're actually going to have a half decent chance of holding Intencity Pune off just because of the utility they would have had. Like, if Intencity Pune5 think that they're going to go in for a fast play, they've got another thing coming. They need to be wary of the fact that Entity did not buy a single round in those two eco rounds, quote unquote. So I'm a little interested to see if Intencity Pune5 will be aware of that. RSN sticking with that Mac 10 I really like, because Hellranger and Sai both without any head armor, so that can actually prove to be a very deadly weapon if wielded properly and effectively.
But yeah, Intencity Pune5 now has a 4-round advantage as well, and they have picked up those, you know, the anti-force buys, the anti-ecos as well after winning the pistol. But they're running through the Molotov straight into Marzel. They tried to, they tried a B rush after taking a timeout. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I just feel like Nostradamus right now, because I effing called it. Like I said, if they try a fast play right now, they've got another thing coming. Running through a Molotov, running into a hail of bullets, and then having the brightest of ideas of catching them with your face. Not the smartest.
Literally ran into the waiting arms of Marzel, and all of a sudden, it's a 5v3 for Entity, and now Entity can try at least to get back into this game, because they are in a winnable position in this round, but we've seen other things happen, of course. And anyway, Mavis carefully trying to clear out the apartments, and Entity Gaming has actually given up control of almost everything, and it's a good play, to be honest, because they do have the man advantage. All they need to do is consolidate and defend on the bomb sites. And Intencity Pune5, they're gonna finally set up for sort of a smoke execute onto the A bomb site.
Wow, 2 smokes in the same position. That's a, you know, breakdown of communication if there ever was one. Falcon watching the door. Sai needs to be careful. He's gonna eat that flashbang square with his face, but he's gonna get the kill on a Caramel. One player staying alive, and Sai, for style points, just for style points, is gonna shoot Mavis through the edge of that wall and put him to rest. Only 1 casualty that round. That is very important. Entity Gaming can now consolidate their economy and try and eke out another. Oh no, they won't be able to. Their money is still piss poor, because they're gonna have to rebuy all their utility. Game still hangs on a very, very fine thread. It's still favoring Intencity Pune5, but if Entity can get it going and string a few rounds together, then it's going to be a whole different story.
Sai going for the mid shot, but getting greeted by a flashbang instead. It's going to smoke off mid, fall back, and reposition. And Intencity Pune5 now have slowed down. They're going for the map control, which, you know, you kind of need on Inferno. And I don't like this by Entity, by the way. They did play a little aggressive in the earlier round when Mars was getting 2 frags at Banana, and now they're just playing completely defensive. 2 at the CD spawn for B. They're not even 1 in the B bomb site at this point, and they have no control of apartments. They have no control of Banana, and Intencity Pune5 now can do whatever they like.
And the thing about this setup towards the B bomb site is that there's no crossfire potential. You get smoked out. Yes, Sai is there and Hell is baiting for Sai, but the flower pad is one of the most commonly pre-fired spots in the game. I rarely see players getting like a decent number of kills playing that position the first time around, let alone the second. Because bear in mind, this was the same exact setup towards the B bomb site that they went for in the pistol round, and we all know how that turned out.
And anyway, now the A execute has come in by Intensity. They have taken mid control. And Entity has replied by a lot of grenades of their own. Amaterasu whiffing his spray, not able to take down any players, although he does do a lot of damage to Caramel and never give up. And now Falcon completely flashed off. He still manages to get a frag onto RSN, but the bomb site has been overrun by terrorists. Never give up, coming in with 2 great entry frags onto the A bomb site. And now that leaves Marzel completely alone, does get the dink onto Reaper, but Reaper is going to take advantage of the AK and rip Marzel's head clean off. And now Entity Gaming, they're on the edge of going out of this game and losing to Intencity Pune5 twice in the year.
Within the space of a couple of months.
Yep.
This is going to be a real feather in the hat of Intencity Pune5 triumphing over Entity. And you know what? And it is worth bragging about, because Entity, they are a salaried team. They have a coach, they have a boot camp, they have everything that Indian gamers have been crying out for. Like, hame do and we'll prove it to you, right? That's not, I don't necessarily think that's how it should work. You first prove your mettle and then you get the goods. But these guys have been provided all the amenities under the sun to, at least become the best in the country. And that means beating everybody decisively. Sai, hearing the reload, he knows there's someone towards the balcony room. Gonna dodge that flash, and he's gonna go swinging in. A little too over-ambitious. Caramel easily able to put him down, but Amaterasu just walks into that spray. I feel bad for him right now. That was just unfortunate.
And when I saw the video, I mean, this is an eco round, by the way, and Entity Gaming doesn't really have a chance in this. So, looking at the veto, right, when the veto was done, I was really suspect about this pick of Inferno as well. They gave the option of Inferno or Mirage to Pune5, and I just find that completely mind-boggling, because Entity has not really been playing really well on Inferno, and Mirage used to be their second ban. And in fact, in the start of the year, Hellranger told me that their permaban is Mirage, but now it looks like they've changed their permaban to Cash, and they're comfortable on Mirage again. But clearly, they should have gone for much like an outlier map, to be honest. Even a Dust 2, to be honest, would be better.
Yeah,
than Inferno.
What the funny thing is, so I was talking to Equitas, their coach, and he was like, Inferno is supposed to be Entity's best map, and that they've had phenomenal results in practice games against SEA teams. But then why are you not able to comfortably dispatch off with Indian opponents, is my question. Because look, it's not about, coming off as a gigantic,
tool,
male genitalia.
Tool.
Yeah. But SEA teams are better. They just are. That's a fact. There's no, nationalism coming into play here. They're just better. And if you can beat them consistently on this map, then, and if this is your best map, it's not looking like it. I think any team would be able to beat Entity on this map on any given day.
Caramel has sneaked into mid right now. He's gotten a second frag for himself as well. Marzel should have taken him down there, but Amaterasu finally does put Caramel down. But it's a 3v4 situation now for Entity Gaming. And yeah, their hopes and dreams are fading away, because it's just they're dying to a player just sneaking in to mid to right. That shouldn't be happening. And it does look like it doesn't look like Entity Gaming's best map is Inferno, for sure, because it is, of course, the widest played map as well. Sai now flashed off, smoked off, and he's molotoved off, and he's basically dead. He's about to die right now. He has nowhere to go. He's done.
Oh, yeah, maybe not.
Okay, and also Amaterasu does get a frag elsewhere at Banana, and all of a sudden it is a 2v2 retake now because Reaper has taken down Sai, and it is doable now because there are a couple of nades as well on Entity. Well placed nades would help them. Smoking off Reaper for the retake. Reaper's gonna reposition, but never give up. Takes down Amaterasu and Hellranger. He doesn't even need Reaper's help, and now 14-8 to Entity, and they have no money whatsoever. We're gonna see match point coming in unless something magical happens for Entity.
You know, I just had a flashback of Entity's T side because Never Give Up again was playing the same damn position right next to Fountain and managed to get 2 quick kills on people aggressing in from Banana. You know, they say लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते. Entity भाई तुम किससे मानोगे यार? लात खा चुके, बात खा चुके, थप्पड़ खा चुके, अब टपली भी खा गए. Bro, when will you learn that pre-fire that spot? Do something.
Yep, I agree. And now Entity has taken a timeout because they're wondering what in hell are we gonna do? What they're gonna do is they're gonna bow out of this round and they are gonna play for the overtime. That is the decision taken by Hellranger in consort with his team. But I mean, Intencity Pune5, they've looked impressive. I'm not taking anything away from them, even though Entity has looked poor. Intencity Pune5 on Inferno have looked to be like a force to reckon with.
Yeah,
force to be reckoned with, rather.
Yeah,
and
they are the better team. At least on this day, they have looked the better team on Inferno. Entity has looked out of sorts, off tempo, off color, off balance. Every off you can imaginable. Every off imaginable. They have looked that. Entity, this has not been their day. And Pune, Intencity Pune5, credit where credit is due. They've played textbook Inferno. Maybe not on the CT side, but on the T side, they have been remarkable. I can't fault anything that they've done so far.
I agree. And it's just... Oh, wait. Entity Gaming 4 spot, by the way. While you were talking about that. And Entity Gaming has 4 spot into this round, so they are going for broke. They aren't going to try to play for the overtime. And it's a risk. And they have also stacked the B bomb side, the A bomb side. Intencity Pune5 though, being really cautious, being really slow, and they are going to go to the A bomb side, but unfortunately Marzel has now rotated towards B. The stack call should have... Ooh, walking into a crossfire through the smoke, not the best thing you're going to do, and Caramel finally does get a frag onto Falcon, but only after 3 of his teammates were taken down, and now he's scoped in. And Sai peeks out at the opportune moment, and all of a sudden, Entity Gaming, with that mid crossfire, has picked up a round that they had no business winning, and now they really need to build off of that. And every round is the last round for them because they still, even though they did save 2 guns, they're not going to have any money going in. So if they lose 1 round, it is basically going to be GG for Entity Gaming. And Intencity Pune5, they need a better pop flash and a better plan than walking through a smoke.
I mean, I just love the fact that Sai, like, just channeling his inner Tom and Jerry that are just hiding behind that pillar so perfectly. Not a pixel leaking either way. Oh, all right. Interesting boost coming out. Sai rattles off a shot, but nothing really comes of it. Playing the edge of that smoke. And finally, some aggression of Banana. Like, can you imagine? It's taken 24 rounds to get some active control over Banana. Adi, I can't wrap my head around this. And Marzel, this could actually work out. He's going to have the perfect position, continues his spray, and does what he did in the first round, getting 2 quick kills. But now Hellranger has to fall back and gives up Banana control, but they have the man advantage. Entity can just sit on their laurels and force Intencity Pune5 to do all the heavy lifting for the remainder of this round, of which there's about 50 seconds left. And Intencity Pune5 still have a lot of utility at their disposal. 3 smokes, 2 molotovs, and 4 flashbangs. So it's not like they're completely out just yet. And looks like it is going to be a hit towards the A bomb site. Good flashbang to hold off any push and that molotov as well.
Caramel now trying to peek with the right, but instead Falcon is going to rip his head off, and Falcon is going to get a second frag with before he's finally replied to by RSN. RSN, the only player who has got any frags this round for Intencity Pune5. And now he's in a 1v3 situation, and Amaterasu is going to shut it down. And now, all of a sudden, Intencity Pune5 are looking at an eco, and Entity Gaming is finally going to get a round closer, hopefully. And
yeah, Intensity still have a couple of timeouts left. I think this would be an ideal time, like right after this round, when you have your bye coming in, for Intensity to call a timeout, or even use up all their remaining timeouts and just calm themselves, gather their nerves, because they've been phenomenal on the T side so far, and there's no reason for them to let their feet, get their foot off the pedal. And it's going to be some aggression this time up mid. Falcon just doesn't realize that there are other keys on the keyboard. Then W, Amaterasu gets to. Falcon is going to be falling back, spots out Mavis, gets the kill. Reaper very, very low. Sai marking Boiler. Caramel. Wow, Sai surviving by the skin of his teeth. And that's going to leave Reaper in a 1v4 with just a P250, some Kevlar, and a Dream.
And yeah, touching back to Entity, right? Considering they're a salaried and paid organization, I really think they've been underperforming in the Premiership, because currently the top two teams in the Premiership are Invictus and Brutality. Brutality, in fact, is unbeaten, by the way, 4 games, and they've even beaten Invictus just yesterday. And the top of the table, the two teams, they're basically weekend teams. No salaries, no organizations. Well, yes, organizations, but Brutality and Invictus both have no salaries. And Brutality, in fact, they don't even practice that much, because they are more like a weekend team now. Because, I know that A-Star as well as Fox are busy with MBA with their MBAs and their MBA entrance exams and things like that. And yeah, Rix and Juventa are also busy with work. So yeah, it's just surprising, right? When a salaried organization should be winning, and Sai, through the smoke, takes out Reaper with a pre-fire, but RSN takes out Marzel, punishes his aggression, and all of a sudden it's still down to a 4v4. And I like that though by Entity. The aggression is something which has been working for them, and they've done it again. But yeah, I think Marzel was a little overeager that round.
Just wait for Sai to try and get that peek in mid. I understand what Marzel was going for, getting that aggressive peek towards alt mid and trying to maybe get a leg up. But this time around, Intencity Pune5, they were wary of the act. They were waiting for aggression somewhere. They didn't leave spawn for a good 20-30 seconds into the round. And now they're finally working their way up towards apartments. They've got a decent amount of map control, nothing towards Banana. So this is basically what's allowing Entity right now to swing one player over towards Library and focus heavily towards the A bomb side. It's solely based off of Amaterasu's positioning. And he needs to be very careful, because Marzel got a brace from here. And oh, he's pushing. He's pushing. He can catch a few players off guard. Oh, what a shot from Mavis. Just Amaterasu getting deleted off the server. Beautiful shot. Now Sai, he's got to do a lot of work. Can he land another shot through the smoke?
No is the answer. Well, he does land a leg shot, but Caramel climbing up now, but he's been spotted out by Falcon. And it's a 3v4 retake for Entity, and they have to go for this, because they will be broke if they don't win this. Well, not broke, but it'll be a really rough buy. And Falcon, just running in with that MP9, suddenly gets 2 frags. And RSN does come in with the trade finally, but it is down to a 2v2. And Entity actually have a chance in this round now.
I mean, Falcon with them hero plays. He just went Leroy into the B bomb site. And Mavis, he's in a bit of trouble. Oh, Sai should have come in for support there. Hellranger will be furious with the lack of support coming in from Sai. And rightly so, Sai is punished with a bullet to the side of the face.
That retake not panning out for Entity, even though Falcon had some heroic frags that round. But anyway, Entity does have the money. In fact, I'm mistaken. Entity does have the money to go for a full buy, so they're not out of it just yet. They are going to call for their last timeout as well. In fact, their first timeout was used by Intencity Pune5. They had asked for it. They had no idea how to call a timeout, which is which is surprising. But anyway, like Entity now, last timeout. What are they going to do? Double ups, 3 M4s, all the utility they could want. Now it's now or never for Entity, honestly. And I'm honestly like, I'm gonna say it right now, outright. Even if Entity does come back, I am disappointed, and this isn't good enough for them, because they need to be. They have a coach. They have a, they have a they have everything they need. Honestly, they have a great manager. They have some great funding. It's a great organization, Entity Gaming, and this performance, it's not fitting of that organization.
Yeah, it's unbecoming of the privileges that you've been given as a professional CSGO player in India. That's all I'm gonna say. In fear of incurring the wrath of, fanboys.
Yep, and Sai again going for a boost, this time from the other side. He's not going to spot anyone. There is nobody at that car position. Ooh, he does try to rattle a shot through the smoke onto the gutter area, but unfortunately, just a pixel off. And now, Intencity Pune5, they need to pull something. Well, actually, Entity Gaming needs to pull a rabbit out of the hat right now, because it's now or never.
It is now or never indeed. Sai needs to be careful. The smoke is fading and he's going to get pushed from two directions. He needs to be very, very careful. That pop flash, that smoke, yeah, it's going to allow Caramel to peek towards. Or is it?
Sai overstaying his welcome. And there you go. He is going to get peeked out on by Caramel. Sai should have repositioned ages ago. That was just a massive misplay by him. And now he's given the man advantage to Intencity Pune5. And off the back of that, Hellranger has rotated to the A bomb side. And the terrorists are going B, where there is only Marzel sitting with the op. The call has come out now that the executor is coming on. Marzel leg shots. Someone, but his head is ripped clean off, and all of a sudden it's down to Amaterasu, who is taken out by Caramel, who had sneaked into mid to left. And there you go, Intencity Pune5, 16-11, making it look easy and making quick work of Entity Gaming.
And that was well played to Intencity Pune5. But that's all from our side, folks. Over to the studio. It's Vagish and Angie, or Gotham and Angie? The lineup.
It's Vagish and Angie on the studio waiting for you. This was Fet and Adi. We're going to sign off now. So see you guys tomorrow.
Welcome back to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League, brought to you by Omen, by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented to you by Norton Gaming and ESL India, Angie.
ESL India.
India.
All right.
Because ESL has a lot of branches.
Yes.
No, but moving on, that is not the topic of debate. There are two things which I will address today. First of all, let's begin with the game.
Yeah.
This game, I have no reason whatsoever to disagree with Aditya. This could have been an NGD game, but sadly it wasn't. Intencity Pune5, A, have shown what resilience can do for you in a game. B, they have shown what synergy can do for you in a game. C, they have shown Entity Gaming that they are here, they can win, and if they can win, so can anybody else. All you need to do is chink.
A very proud victory
that chink in the armor. Hellranger taking that tactical timeout, trying to rally up his troops on the last lees of this game, is not going to make much of a difference, according to me. That would not have made any kind of a difference to me. In fact, if you look at it, the way I see it, they have done, like Fet was right, Fet was also right. Textbook CSGO. Intencity did right by every single thing this map could have been done right with. And that's where they get 9 out of 10. I cannot give full marks because board rules apply. You cannot give like full marks. Yeah. So 9 out of 10 to Intencity Pune5, and that is why I knew it somewhere deep down inside it could be an Intensity 5 game. Not that Entity did not give a tough fight. Not that they did not give a tough fight. They did try. They tried. They went down trying. Kudos to Sid Joshi's team there. But again, man, not your day. Not your day, not your play. Expected so much more, sadly.
I mean, talking about just watching this game, or even the teams in general, whether it be any kind of game in general. I mean, when you talk about Entity Gaming, we even talked about this yesterday before we closed the segment, that when you're sitting right there it's you just have to win.
You have everything to lose.
And then the expectation is so much that when a team like Intensity Pune comes into the margin, it's beautiful to see them, and I'm so proud to see them play so well. I think this is their second victory, and they should be very proud that this victory is against a team which is going to give them so much confidence in their upcoming games. They had beautiful strategy, they coordinated gameplay, they were quick with their rotations, and it was on point, complete textbook Counter-Strike. And I was very happy to see a team like that come in, and I'm expecting a lot from this team now.
Huge shout out to ICP5. I'd like to call them now. Henceforth, I christen you ICP5, Intensity Pune 5. Well, that wraps up the first point there, kind of. In fact, let's bring up the standings right now while we're at it. And take a look at how it... Invictus up top. Brutality following them. They're shy of 2 games and they are unbeaten. They're the only team unbeaten so far, and they have a good run there. They can still continue this streak there.
Yes.
That's the brutality we've been waiting for. We waited an entire season, in like 3 seasons in 2017 to see this kind of brutality there. We're finally getting to see that. ND Gaming have managed to lose their second game now. They're in the 3rd position, 4 wins, 2 losses. SRA, kind of decent, kind of not. They have limited number of matches. That's the maximum they can, and they can choose to not lose those games, remaining games there. Portal Esports, pretty much similar conditions next to Brutality. If you look at it, they are at 4 games down the line. They've won 3, they've lost 1. My problem is with the fact that right now War and Vagband and Niati, out of them, War Gaming has less scope in comparison to all the other teams like Intensity Pune 5 and Malhar, 2 Easy Gaming. These are the teams who are vying for a spot, a cushy spot. They played 4 games. They can make it up top. They have the matches there. And if they continue, I'm pretty sure Intensity Pune 5 might not be in the danger zone. In fact, they are more of a danger to SRA, teams like SRA and Portal Esports, because they have a good chance to go up there in the ladder. Well, that's the standing of the Masters League there. Now, before we head off to Dota 2, because that's the next game there, we'll take a short break here. But before we take the short break, the second bit, the second very important bit, Angie. Do you know what day is it today?
It's a Friday.
Good. Do you know what date is it today?
I think it's the 23rd or the 24th. Wait, it's the 27th.
It's the 27th. Good.
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that to me.
I'm sorry, I had day 23.
It's perfectly fine. 27th. It has been brought to my notice, and I will not take this kindly. It's a very serious matter, Angie. Very serious matter. Each and every one of you who posted those spoilers on the chat, I got my eye on you, man. Thanos demanded your silence. You did not choose to be silent, and now your reality is going to be infinitely, infinite amounts, getting jacked big time by me. It's you and me. And if I was Liam Neeson, I would say, I will find you and I will track you down. Remember. And I will send this to break right about now. Yes.